You are listening to Thunderbolt Sports Talk. Here are your hosts, Charlie Adams and Timothy Yean.
Welcome to episode 11 of season 2 of Thunderbolt Sports Talk. Back live with no Tim Yean in sight, and we were scheduled to have two guest hosts named Larry Yean and Angel Santana, or for short you could call them two idiots. And neither of them were able to make it today after Larry found out he had High Five Friday, and Angel found out that Larry wasn't coming. So instead, we have the producer on the program putting on the headset for the first time for a full episode. Ashton Allison, welcome here to Thunderbolt Sports Talk.
Yeah, thank you, Charlie.
Got a jam-packed episode. Of course, the NFL Draft in the rear-view mirror, or at least the first round, that is, and plenty of East news as well. We didn't have an episode last week because of April vacation, so we're going to come back firing here for episode 11, and then Tim Yean will be back next week, finally, and we can get all back to normal as we are about closing out the year. We're going to be in May, the final month for seniors, when we start our next episode. So for East sports results, we can start off all the way back when vacation started. Friday, April 12th, girls lacrosse took on Pontiac and lost 8-5. They moved to 0-4 on the year. Followed up by baseball, picking up a 9-0 win versus LaSalle on a Saturday, April 13th. Big win against one of the best teams in the state. That put them at 2-2. And now we move into vacation week. We'll go rapid fire here. Boys lacrosse versus Rogers, 19-2, loss. Boys volleyball versus Classical, 3-1 win. Boys tennis versus Woonsocket, 7-0 win. Baseball versus Coventry, 4-1 loss. Softball versus Exeter West Greenwich, 13-0 win. Boys volleyball versus Coventry, 3-0 win. Baseball versus Cumberland was 1-0 in the fifth inning before it was suspended by rain. The makeup will be on April 29th. Boys lacrosse versus Scituate, 21-4 loss. Girls lacrosse versus Bayview, 12-5 loss. Boys volleyball versus North Smithfield Mount St. Charles, 3-1 win. That was a big win for the boys volleyball team that they picked up over in Woonsocket. Moved to 6-2, 6 straight wins. And then baseball versus Lincoln, that game was not played. It got canceled and will be rescheduled. Now into the current week. Week started with a track meet at Cranston West for both boys and girls. Then softball versus Rogers was a 15-2 win. Boys lacrosse versus Tiverton, 16-3 loss. Girls lacrosse versus Westerly, 18-7 loss. Baseball versus Mount Hope, 11-1 win. Boys lacrosse versus Classical, 9-0 loss. Boys tennis versus Burrville was 3-0 before being suspended to darkness and will be played next Wednesday. Softball versus Pawtucket, a 2-0 win. Isabella Sousa had a no-hitter in that one and 15 strikeouts. Pretty impressive stuff there. Boys volleyball versus East Greenwich, a 3-0 sweep. They now are 8-2. Baseball took on Bishop Hendricken, fell 12-2. They're 3-4 now. And boys tennis versus Portsmouth won 7-0. They're 5-0 on the year. So if you're keeping track through all that, undefeated teams, we have boys tennis and softball. And then for teams still looking for their first win, boys and girls lacrosse, sitting at 0-8 and 0-6 respectively. All right, Ashton, after all that, give me a break here. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Happy to be on the podcast. It's my first time. Other than, the one time I was scheduled to talk, didn't really go too well. Hopefully we could bounce back.
One of the earlier episodes here in Season 2, we thought Ashton was going to have some mic access, and we did the whole podcast thinking it until we saw that he didn't. Some people might have known, but the end result was not ideal, but as circumstances have it, you found your way back on the podcast regardless. So, welcome back. We're going to start off with the NFL draft. The first round came yesterday. The Pat McAfee Show had their 5th annual draft spectacular broadcast on YouTube, ESPN Plus, and they had a special guest this year. Bill Belichick made it a really interesting and fun watch. The Patriots, of course, drafted Drake Maye with the 3rd pick. Marvin Harrison Jr. was available, and he fell to Arizona. Ashton, how do you think Marvin Harrison Jr. will fit in with Kyler Murray?
I don't think Arizona's a good team at all, so I kind of feel bad for him that he got drafted there, but I don't know.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of excitement for the NFL draft, even though it takes so long to get through 32 picks. And then magically these teams know who they're taking when it comes to the later rounds right off the bat. But, pretty good at draft. Not many trades, not many big names being dealt either. So it was a all in all fun experience, especially if you were watching with Pat McAfee and Bill Belichick. Good draft. I don't know what to say. The Patriots' 3rd pick made the right pick, I'd say. Drake Maye, the best man available there. If you're looking for a quarterback, of course, Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr. kind of climbed up the board, maybe surprised people, especially Penix. When you just signed Kirk Cousins, don't know what's going on there. But that's all it is, and that's all it ever was. Ashton, there's a new drive-thru over at the Dunkin' Donuts by Cranston East. I mean, they're building one about a quarter mile away to go hand in hand with the other one that's a quarter mile away. But now one of them is boarded up. There is a car that went right through our Dunkin' Donuts nearby our school. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I saw it. That's crazy to me. If you're making those types of mistakes, I think it's safer for everybody if you're not on the road.
Well, we heard they were on a permit and they thought they were reversing and ended up going forward, got scared, hit the accelerator instead of the brake, as one might do when they think they're reversing and going forward instead. And boom, straight into the Dunkin' Donuts. There was more car inside the Dunkin' Donuts than outside of it. I mean, I don't know how you let it get to that point.
Yeah.
Pretty rough.
All seriousness, nobody was hurt. That's actually something serious. Someone could have really got hurt from that.
Oh, yeah. Well, luckily no one did. It's now just a funny story that Cranston East has to share, and a lot of news outlets also shared. I know some 15-year-old got some good national media attention for his joke that he made at the scene of the crime. But
remember the joke?
I don't. I'm glad because it was pretty corny. And I was just like, oh, my God, this is trash. It's all right. At least the Thai kitchen place did not get hit. That's a new spot opening up in that plaza. Do you have high hopes for it? I mean, it's right next to Nas Halal and all those popular stores.
I mean, yeah, I'll try it out. I think it'll be good.
So you're going to try it out, but you've never had Sonia's?
Which one is? No.
The one that closes at 5?
No.
Oh, my goodness. How's that even possible?
Man.
It's literally right down the street.
Not my cup of tea.
What? You've never had it? How do you know?
There's a lot of things I never had, but I know I won't like or I don't like.
Very adventurous attitude there. It's coming from the guy who doesn't like eggs.
I don't like eggs. They're not good to me. It makes my tongue itchy.
Dog,
It's
what?
a lot of things.
No, it's a texture thing, bro.
It's not just
Oh, my goodness.
teach its own.
Let's get into the NBA playoffs here. Maybe you have more to offer about the Mavericks versus Clippers, who you're calling the best first-round series. I'd maybe say it's the Heat and Celtics at this point.
Well, it's definitely not the Heat and Celtics. The Mavs and Clippers, it's going to be the best series. It is the best series. You got some of the most entertaining players on the court, like Kyrie Irving, Paul George. It's going to be a good series. It's tied 1-1 right now. I'm going for the Mavericks because Kyrie Irving, my favorite player.
Do you have a favorite team?
Yeah, the Mavericks.
Why?
Because Kyrie Irving's on the Mavericks.
Oh, okay. Another bandwagon joining the program. I thought we got rid of that when we got Tim Yean out of here, but I guess it's just unavoidable.
Doesn't make you a bandwagon.
You've sat in this room when I've gone over exactly why it's a bandwagon.
Listen, I'm not just hopping on the winning team or the best team. I'm following a player because I like the player.
Teams, though. That's it.
I'm just following a player. Who's your favorite player?
My favorite player?
Yeah.
Anyone on the Celtics who's leading the team to a win.
You're telling me you're an NBA fan and you don't have a favorite basketball player?
You can be it makes more sense to be a team fan than a player fan.
All right, but everyone who doesn't have a favorite player?
Who needs a favorite player? It's not necessary to be a good fan. You tune into the Boston Celtics and you see a team that plays as a team and that's going to go out and win a chip.
So you don't have your own opinion of who plays better, what play style that you like, anything like that? Like there's nobody you just like to watch?
I like how the Celtics play as a team.
This is what I'm saying.
I mean, there's just no excuse for someone who can suddenly become a fan of whatever team a certain player is on. It's crazy.
You just like the Celtics. By the way, your 60-win team just lost to the Miami Heat with no Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, the Miami Heat with a franchise record amount of three-pointers made, and then Jimmy Butler's out here quoting a Red Sox legend in the post game on Instagram, talking about "Don't let us get one" from the bench. This dude, what is he saying? It's 1-1. Celtics.
Well, it's still his team.
Are not sweating this series at all. They got
I think they
a
are.
lucky game, and there's plenty of time left for the Celtics to continue. They almost lost with a franchise record of threes. A 10-point game, that's plenty close enough.
10-point game is not almost losing.
It's almost. It's right there. Literally 4 possessions in your back end. Easy. That's a quick run. The Celtics are going to make a quick run through the Heat. There's nobody in the world who thinks that Miami, not even Tim Yean, thinks that the Heat can win this series. Doesn't matter if they win another 2 games. They're not winning the series.
Well, Tim Yean, you should keep your faith. If you're listening, keep hope. I hope the Miami Heat pull through.
Sure you do. Well, luckily, the Dallas Mavericks, if they move on, are going to get smoked out of the playoffs anyways in the next round.
No, they're not.
How?
Because
this team has no legs behind it.
Just watch. All I got to say, watch. And they're definitely pulling through when it comes to the Clippers. They're winning the series.
Luka needs the ball, and Kyrie needs the ball. They're not gelling.
Have you watched the game?
I did. We were all watching it. Did you not see what we were watching? That was terrible.
Kyrie doesn't need the ball. He's taking a different role this year. He's sitting back, letting Luka do what he has to do, and still scoring.
My brother gets mad at me for the sports athletes that I'm a fan of for being controversial, and then here you are cheering on Kyrie Irving. Yeah, I mean, my brother's always like, oh, you want to root for Conor McGregor and all these guys. I'd rather – those are all better than Kyrie Irving. I mean –
no.
Come on. We saw what happened last season.
Listen.
Apology to Adam Silver.
I'm a Kyrie fan. We're not going to get too, controversial, too opinionated. Just leave it at that.
Well, can't take the heat. What's that finish? How do you finish that? I don't know.
You can't take the heat out the kitchen.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Thunderbolt Sports Media Instagram has been thriving. The Cranston East Decisions page has been thriving. They're both really firing up here. And, we're approaching graduation season. There's plenty of events, plenty of ineligible people who are fighting for their eligibility. I don't know if Evan Morrell's going to make it. I don't know. He's been trying to schedule a meeting with Mr. Barberi here. He's trying to claw his way to graduation, but it seems like an uphill climb for him. He's going to Aruba.
Yeah.
It's a trade-off, man. You're going to take a vacation to Aruba during the school year, you might have to pay the price. So
he's going to Aruba. He's missing graduation rehearsal.
Yep, both of them.
Both of them. He's also missing prom. I don't know if it's worth it. You could go to Aruba any other time in your life, but these things like, graduation, prom, so you get more chance.
And Tim Yean's also in the same struggle bus. I think he's better suited to beat the case, but, well wishes to them. I don't know. We'll see you there. We won't see Evan there. at least at the events leading up to graduation. I don't know if he's walking the stage. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see.
No, yeah, Evans could.
Giannis out, big for the Pacers. We got that listed for the NBA playoffs, which that series 1-1 where we last left it.
I have not watched a single game of that series.
I mean, I'm pretty dialed in on the Celtics series myself. It's all right. The Boston sports fans are really struggling to keep up with all this playoff action because we got the Celtics, the Bruins, they're playing on the same night. We got the Boston Red Sox playing regular season baseball. Can't beat the Guardians. It's okay. Ashton, who's your favorite MLB team? It's the Dodgers.
The Dodgers?
Of course it is. Yeah. What are we doing? Another bandwagon here. Why?
Because I used to watch Bobby Crosby back in the day.
Okay. I can't even complain about that one. Bobby Crosby's the GOAT until he got banned from Dodger Stadium.
Why'd he get banned?
All right, so you only watched his Road to the Show series. Great.
No, I only watched the softball video.
The softball video? All right.
No, I watched a couple of the videos where he went to Dodgers games. But
yeah. The man got banned from filming Dodgers games. It's a rough business. Hate to see that. But Dodgers are dodgering. The Astros, though. The Astros are terrible.
Don't know about that.
They are. Oh, okay.
I don't even know what the Astros are.
Nice. Well, I know you wanted to talk about it, so we can mention it since our last episode was prior to it. UFC 300 is in the books. We previewed it in our last, so now that it's over, did it live up to the big number name?
Yeah, I think it did. You know, that Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway fight. You know, the final seconds, Max Holloway called Justin Gaethje to the middle of the octagon. Decided to throw hands. They just went at it, and he knocked him out.
Well, I'm hearing a lot of people say that if that moment at the end didn't happen, that was a pretty bad fight. That was pretty boring as well for a BMF fight.
Nah, I wouldn't say so. I don't think it was boring. Max Holloway clearly controlled the whole fight. So I guess that's why some people might think it was boring. Especially people who thought Justin Gaethje would win, like you.
Well, you know, the main event, Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill, was actually kind of a low point on the card.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially after following Gaethje and Holloway, which was billed pretty much like the people's main event. There wasn't really much energy left for the main event, which went how people expected. Luckily, after, in the post-fight presser, Dana White announced that Conor McGregor's coming back. UFC 303, International Fight Week in Las Vegas, Nevada. Just how Conor McGregor told everyone on January 1st. It will be at welterweight versus Michael Chandler, which, I mean, Michael Chandler is like a world champion in the UFC if he actually fought how he can. But instead, he just has focused on being the most entertaining fighter, which includes him getting knocked out most of the time. His decision, but that's just how it goes. Hopefully McGregor wins that and then gets a title shot at 170 next maybe, or 155, wherever it goes. Maybe he'll fight at 185.
Yeah, UFC fans are definitely excited to see Conor McGregor coming back. But going back to Alex Pereira, Jamal Hill, the main event, it was definitely a boring fight. I don't know. Alex Pereira, he's never been entertaining to me. He has terrible style. He just follows Israel Adesanya around.
What? Bro.
He has unbearable fans.
Well, if you're wondering why he's going in on Alex Pereira, this man is a Israel Adesanya or Adesanya fan. And we all saw how that went the first time they faced off.
And what happened the last time?
Well, it's not going to happen a third time because somebody ran from it. But, you know, they could do it. They could do it at light heavyweight. Why not?
Remember when Izzy moved up to light heavyweight?
Yes. And he got dominated by a guy who does not look like he'll ever see another title shot.
He got sat on.
No, that was a rough fight. I'm not going to lie. That was tough. Tough to watch. Absolute domination from Jan Blachowicz to hand Israel Adesanya his first loss. I don't know, man. And then guess what happened next? Yep, there goes his title right after. Probably a bad career choice. Trying to find double champ status. Didn't really have the matchup when he moved up.
Well,
We all wanted to see the John Jones fight. We never got it. That's what we got instead. And now John Jones is just holding the heavyweight title hostage.
yeah, I think John Jones should just retire.
I don't know what he's doing.
We don't need to see him fight again.
Tom Aspinall is probably going to end up defending his interim belt at this point. We're waiting for John Jones versus Stipe, which was exciting 2 years ago at the most. After that, it hasn't been anything that anyone's wanted.
Yeah, I don't think
We're
anyone.
just all sitting here
I
waiting.
don't think anyone wants that. We don't need it. Heavyweight class is just it's.
Both of them. Light heavyweight is just as bad.
Yeah, they're boring. There's no one really like up there.
Like, why is Tai Tuivasa in the top 10? All the people in the heavyweight top 10 are like questionable.
Yeah.
Especially when you look back when they were all roided up and like Brock Lesnar and Frank Mir, like these guys are animals.
Yeah, compared to how it was back then, it's just
I don't know. They gotta do something about that. Maybe just let them take steroids or something. Be entertaining at least.
I don't know if we should support that, but
Hey man, there's plenty of action in the combat sports world. I know we didn't get your opinion on WWE when we were talking about it last episode, so you watched some of WrestleMania, and I don't know if you kept up with the weekly television, but you have any thoughts on the WWE in its current state?
well, I watched day two of WrestleMania. You know, it's definitely one of the best of all time. I'd say I haven't really kept up with the just day-to-day WWE. You know, I'm a retired WWE fan.
Oh wow, it's a good time to get back into it.
You know, back in my day, it was great. You know,
You watched from that great 2017 to 2019 period.
Well, I didn't watch it then either.
All right,
So
good. Well, it's time to get back into it. It's hotter than ever. Plenty of action today on Friday Night SmackDown. The WWE draft kicks off. CM Punk's going to be back in the house, helping out with the presentation of that. Champions are protected, so that means Cody Rhodes and Bayley are going to stay on SmackDown, and Damian Priest and Becky Lynch, now the new WWE Women's World Champion, is going to be on Monday Night Raw. So 2 days of drafting and a little shake up to the roster to keep the momentum going for the WWE.
yeah, Charlie. I know you don't have a favorite NBA player. Do you have a favorite WWE wrestler?
Well, there's LA Knight. He's good in the ring. I don't know. He's great on the mic, and he's pretty much good in the ring. He's better than your
I don't know
favorite.
about that one.
Come on.
Better than my favorite?
He's better than, like, John Cena is in the ring. Like, people give him way too much hate for his in-ring work because they just want to bring him down. There's also, CM Punk, of course.
Okay.
Really exciting. He had me tuned in to AEW All In London before that happened. And then when he came back, it was exciting too, even though I got it spoiled on Twitter before I saw it live. And who else is there? Of course, Cody Rhodes, the champion. The story finished. I know there's a lot of Roman Reigns fans out there, and there's a lot of people like who would have guest hosted Angel Santana, who kind of just right on top of it and just always riding for Roman Reigns. But yeah, I mean, I think I know a little bit more about the WWE than you, and I think that I got in at the right time. It's time for you to get back into being a fan.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I'll dabble into WWE here and there, see what's going on.
This guy's a PLE warrior. I'm gonna show up for the Royal Rumble, and that's it. I mean, they're coming back to Providence, August something, late August. They're gonna have Monday Night Raw. Should be a fun time. Probably gonna make our way with some of our friends over there.
So you'll be in attendance?
I don't know if you'll join us, but that's probably the plan. And we talked about WWE, talked about the NFL draft, talked about the NBA. We talked about MLB for as much as we could. And we can move on now to professional sports right here in Rhode Island, because the professional sports teams that have kicked off here this year in Rhode Island, the Rhode Island football club picked up their first win of their year, and our professional basketball team, the Rhode Island Kraken, also were able to pick up their first win of the year. It's been a long road to get there, but they're in the win column. We've been lucky enough to broadcast some of their games on the Fans Only Sports Network from various locations around Rhode Island and Massachusetts. How did it feel to see our first professional basketball team in Rhode Island history pick up their first win ever?
It felt good. We saw them struggle throughout their season, all the home games. That one Patrick Beverly meme after he won, and they're saying he was acting like he won the finals. Felt like that.
Really? I mean, they're pretty good at this point. It's been a long road, but every game they've come back with a brand new attitude, ready to play.
Yeah, it seems like they collect the new 4 players each and every game, swap out, try to find what works, what doesn't, and looks like they found their lineup. They're able to win their last home game.
Yep, season continues here, and it's going to be exciting action. There's one more episode for me before I head off to Maryland. We'll do a couple of games there at Maryland University for the National Club Lacrosse League National Championships. That should be fun, and it's going to be a exciting time in Maryland. I know you're a little more familiar with the area, Ashton. Is there any places that I should check out on my way or in the Maryland area?
Nope.
No suggestions.
Well, yeah, I really don't know what to suggest. When I'm there, I'm usually just with family, but
they're famous for like seafood or something, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of seafood in Maryland, like seafood boils and all that. So, if you never had that before, you want to try it, I guess that would be a good time.
Well, excitement in the sports world continues, and excitement around Cranston East continues, and excitement for ELA continues as we moved into a new subject. Ashton, our producer, is also in that same ELA class, and our research papers are somewhat in the rear view. I think we might be getting them back today.
He said on Monday.
All right. We'll get them on Monday. But we're gearing up for the AP exam. But in the meantime, we're also diving into Shakespeare. And it seems like he decided to write in normal English for this time. Sometimes he writes in some words that are like pretty unknown. This time it seems a little more like we can actually understand what he's saying so far. You have any thoughts on the new Shakespeare book that we're reading?
I mean, I don't really like Shakespeare. I don't like Shakespeare, but I don't know. I think the new books will be okay. It kind of caught my attention in class before we started reading it, but How about you?
I'm excited enough, Plenty to do. There's a good amount of people in that class. It's an exciting class that we've had all year, and coming down to the wire here. Let me ask you another question here. Why are you so bad at FIFA?
First of all, I'm 10 times better than you.
Oh,
I don't know why you think.
Come into my program
listen,
and lie.
Listen, I don't
What
know.
are we doing?
Listen, I don't know why you think or how you got the impression that you were better than me at FIFA.
Winning.
No.
I got the impression by beating you multiple times.
You're gonna talk. Then you always bring up the record, which is even. But you beat me multiple times while I wasn't playing. You're that type of guy that when you say you'll be right back, when you say you'll be right back, he tries to score a goal. He'll try to take the ball from you.
So what do you think here? Let me think. Score's 1-0. I'm trailing. My opponent decides that in the 70th minute he's gonna go AFK, and it turns out that the clock just starts running here. I'm just gonna sit here and let my chance to come back just run down the score clock. Or am I going to just take the loss at that point? Like, what do you want me to do?
Listen.
The pause timer has a limit.
No.
It runs out, and then I'm just going to go score it because you're still wasting my time.
No. There's a reason why you were trailing in the first place, because I'm better than you.
What, bro, you can't just
By
credit.
far.
There's no way you could credit every win for, I went AFK, and if that is the case, then it's literally your fault. You can't just go AFK every game and just expect me to let the clock run out on my chances to come back.
There has been multiple times where I wasn't playing the game at all.
Whose fault is that?
Well, don't give yourself the credit. If you don't want me to credit, don't give yourself the credit. That's all I'm saying. You could count no contest, whatever you want to do, but that's not you.
You also say I don't play the game correct.
Well, you also just try to tackle my players. When I get
If
anywhere
it's a
near
yellow card, it's all right.
You got multiple red cards. I'm better than you at FIFA.
Those are the ones I lose. Yeah, exactly. The ones that I lose, it's because I got too many red cards. The refs were against me. That's just how it goes.
So you're telling me if you get a red card that you lost because of red cards, but not because I'm better than you?
Yeah, it's because I've lost.
That,
of course.
That makes no sense.
How does it make no
sense?
You're
choosing to do that in a game, and you're still playing, and you're choosing to do that.
It's literally just unfortunate circumstances that the referees don't see my side on these clean tackles.
What do you mean? I would have scored anyways, but you're just tackling me to get nothing done.
Tackling you to stop the run. That's what goal preventing.
But I would have scored anyways. You're not successfully tackling me. You don't even plan on successfully tackling me.
No, that's how they play in real life too. Like, if there's someone on a breakaway and you're able to slide tackle him, you're gonna take a card and stop that goal.
We're not just handing out injuries here. All right. Besides that, you're talking about FIFA. I'm not just better than you at FIFA. I'm way better than you at Madden too.
Madden. If I actually cared about Madden, if Madden was actually a decent video game, if Madden had anything going for it, I would take the time to actually get good at Madden. But as is, we're evenly matched. If not, I'm better.
In what?
Madden.
No, I'm way better. Whenever, I play against you or one of our friends, I smack you guys around. And there's always excuses about the game or the version, this, that.
Well, yeah, that is true. You make us play on current gen for some reason.
No.
Or
it was
last gen.
It was the previous Madden, not the most recent one. So then I hop on the most recent Madden, and the results are the same.
What do you plan on doing when games are stopped being supported for last gen?
Well, Charlie, unlike you, I own a PC, so I don't really care about that.
Oh yeah, get a lot of use out of it too.
Yeah, I do actually.
Really?
Yes.
When? What games?
The games. Don't worry about it. All right.
Do you even have PC Game Pass?
No, because I don't play like Xbox games on PC.
Well,
why would I?
PC Game Pass has PC games on.
Yeah, but like those are trash. So.
I don't know, man. When are you gonna come out to the golf course?
Never.
Never.
I'm not a golfer.
You're not a volleyball player either.
Well, I'm better than you at that too. So.
Come on.
Are you being serious,
bro?
Are we being serious right now?
Ridiculousness. You literally were telling me how you had to distract from how bad you were playing by doing dance moves in between points.
Well, guess what? I did those dance moves and they made me better. It gave me that boost I needed to really facilitate. So, what were you doing during that game? What were you doing?
I was carrying the arch side like every second.
By doing what?
Fielding the ball. I was literally the best setter that we had, and we were just running the same thing. We had Christian Del Carmen coming in from Mars. We had all this going on when I was just doing what I had to do to put our team on top. And unfortunate circumstances might have stopped us from really taking control of that game with some poor play from people in the back lines. But other than that, I definitely did more than my share to help out our team, and I didn't get the credit that I deserved, but that's all right.
For a reason, Charlie, you hit the ball about 50 feet away from where we were playing.
I did that like twice.
Like 4 times.
No, I only. And if I did it, it's literally just because.
And how many times did I do that? 0.
It's better than not getting it over, man. Rather go far than get short.
When did I never get it? All right. So, next time you get Larry on the podcast, we could ask him, the true volleyball player, who's better.
Yep. Well, Ashton, anything more that you want to talk about here? We're 35 minutes in to episode 11?
I don't got too much left.
All right, then I think we can wrap it up around here. I don't really know what this episode was. We were planning on having Larry and Angel on the program, and both of them were last-minute cancellations, and Ashton filled in. Thank you to Ashton, and luckily Tim is back next week. Proud to announce that. Tim Yean back into the Emerald City, where all these teams that are undefeated and on large winning streaks, beware, because when there's Tim Yean, there's losses. All right, Ashton, sign us off here. Episode 11 in the books.
Have a good Friday if you're watching this on Friday. Goodbye.